Hey guys, it's me, Accidental Boar, and today we have Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. My buddy is a really huge fan, and I've heard it's really good from other people at work and a couple other places as well. So we're just going to go ahead and give it the old college try. I don't understand what a safe zone offset is. So we're gonna pretend that I do and just leave it how it is. I think that looks fine. Protanopia. Deuteropia. Deuteropia. Yeah, there we go. Tritanopia. Well, I mean, do they just not look different at all if I don't turn it on? I don't. Yeah, I don't. Whatever. Photosensitivity warning, guys. If you are prone to seizures or may be prone to seizures, please talk to your doctor before playing this game. And or watching this YouTube video. And or this stream. Because I don't want to be responsible for you having a bad time. And whatnot. I do think, yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the DLCs. This isn't in my library for once, actually, by the way. It's in my friend's library, so we got lucky there. Main story, normal, and we'll make a character just cause. I do want to tell you guys like a cool thing that I found out extremely recently about this game from someone who talked to me about it at work. I'm a big fan of the story from StarCraft, and apparently Blizzard was supposed to make a game for Warhammer, and that is where StarCraft came from, because they could not get the rights to make the game. I cannot confirm or deny that, but if you can, feel free to post it in the chat or in the comments. Well, I just... Oh my gosh. That is a crazy hairdo. That's gotta be like 10 feet of hair, bro. Looks like the dude from Little Nicky. No, I am not going to elaborate for getting banned purposes. If you want to, you can look it up though. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. We're gonna do drawn on eyebrows because I think that'll be funny. And yes, we're gonna have blue eyebrows. Actually, I like that scar better. Yeah, sure. Yeah, honestly, I can hardly tell the difference. So. Honestly, I feel as though I had something or another like that in my portrait that I chose. So yeah. And to cover up the scar a little bit.
Lay in the course. The Emperor gave me a vision.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we can choose Death Worlds, Voidborn, Hive World, Forge World, Imperial World. Or Fortress World. Um, um, yeah, let's just grab Hive World for funsies. Um, let's see. A sanctioned psyker. Oh, I didn't even see the dope outfit changes, honestly. Arbitrator. Ooh, that one seems complicated. Screw it. Let's do Sanctioned Psyker. Ooh. Let's do Pyromancer. Persuasion, I guess. We're gonna go with officer, I guess. Um, so I have 30 points available. Trying to figure out nothing seems to oh, I see. Okay, yeah, we're good then, I think. Because so yeah. We're gonna do Psyker that. Yeah, so I'm a buffer. Yeah, man, I'm just not sure what kind of weapon I'm gonna end up with, you know? So I think we're just gonna go mage-ish heavy. Um. This one has. This one is slightly bigger, but has less people. But this one can engage with stronger foes. Hehe. Calamity's Promise. Edit name. There we go. And, let's do it. Press any button.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
My name is Lilith, and so to avoid any misunderstanding, I am a sanctioned psyker.
I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot.
Rude.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you. Their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias and carry the burden of an heir to this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with her ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Oh, and right. You guys can't even see that because of the thing. So over here in the corner, you can't see my cursor anyway. Top right, highlighted words can help you better understand the world of the game or its mechanics. Press triangle to switch to description view mode. You can switch between words using L stick or D-pad. Words are highlighted when they first appear in a text. Use R in the dialog box to see the desired or highlighted term again. So, Lord Captain, a strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct. I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
I asked him to tell me about whose ship I found myself on, by the way. I forgot to say anything. Get rid of that. Why am I aboard this vessel? Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
Maybe I don't wanna. You say I am one of the road trader's heirs, so there is another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Of course, that's a boy. Derogatory. I assume you had some goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrat von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
No.
The divine watches
Jump!
over us.
Let me die! Ah! Oh, so... Alright, so triangle for battle menu, circle for back. Some objects in the game can be interacted with in a special way. They are marked with specific icons. Some icons allow you to study objects. Others will transfer the character to neighboring locations or launch a small event. These icons become visible when your character is standing close enough to the interactive object. You can interact with such objects using X. If there are multiple interactive objects next to the character, you can switch between them with L1, R1. That's actually a very useful feature that they should have in MMOs, to be honest. Some interactive objects, such as doors or chests, are not always marked with icons. Move your character closer to the object. If it is highlighted, the object is interactable. You can also bring up the cursor using L3 and hover over icons or highlighted objects with it, and use the cursor to interact with the objects by pressing X. Press map button to highlight objects your character can interact with. Oh, I see. Glory to the Omnissiah, giver of knowledge.
Know your duty.
The sacred mechanism has been interfered with without due reverence. The duration of the data processing cycle has tripled. A tech litany for machine placidity is required. Vox casting to initiate the consecration of ungaments, something, I don't know. Lay people interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the machine spirits. In the name of the Omnissiah, refrain from any more profane acts. Okay. People interfering in the operation of the sacred mechanisms disturbs the okay. Yeah, they're all just pissed that I'm touching stuff.
What is rightfully ours.
That warp drop was surprisingly uneventful. The one could go a couple cycles now was tough. The delirium took hold of so many, and the witch was up to her old tricks again. I heard the Senjachel gave the senior officers another public dressing down recently. I don't know what it was for this time, but Wersian would latch onto any slip up as an excuse to give someone an earful. This massive wooden table is crafted from real wood, a resource very valuable on a void ship. Have you heard? Apparently the lower decks got a big influx of new blood after the last on-world resupplies. There's some pestilence spreading through the crew, and that's why we had to make up the shortfall. Last time it was blue leprosy that culled our ranks.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Deck Enforcer, if I see you raise your head again, I'll hand you over to the tech priest for servitorization. The crew member is hard at work, bowing his head to avoid even looking at you. Praise be to the machine god. Greetings, my lady. Have you heard? Apparently the lower deck's got a big influx of new blood, blah blah blah. Yeah, blue leprosy. Yeah, The warp jump was uneventful. Okay, I think that, yeah, we've already hit bedrock. Noble guest, how long do we have to wait for an audience? How many days has it been already? Okay. You hear the stuttering words of a prayer to the God Emperor. Noble guests, we have to wait.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Won't even look at me. Servitor. You approach something and the servitor's body begins to hum as if in response to your presence. Blah, blah, blah. His strength in my heart, humble deeds in me, blah, 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 blah. Candlelit altar with a copy of the 2,348th volume of the Lex Imperialis Code of the Sanctum Laws of the Imperium. Jesus. I think this worker is supposed to be making me stairs so I can go talk to that book. But he apparently sucks at it because I don't have stairs. Jeez.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captor. What's happening? Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
May the blessings of the divine grant us the courage and strength.
You have been ambushed. The battle begins. To survive the grim darkness of the far future, you will have to face enemies of all kinds and fight for your life. These hints and tutorials will familiarize you with the combat system. Press map button to start the battle. I want to make sure I look at that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. Some of those things. JK, it doesn't really matter that much. Oh man, that guy's a stormtrooper. That's not gonna be good. Oh. Oh no. All battles in the game are turn-based and take place on a grid. On their turn, a character can move, attack, and use their abilities. Select a cell within the highlighted area and press X twice to move the character there. Movement points determine how far a character can move on their turn. 1 MP corresponds to 1 cell on the battlefield. Moving diagonally is more costly. Every second diagonal cell uses 2 MP. At the beginning of each turn, movement points are restored to the maximum value. Note that once a character starts moving, his action can no longer be cancelled. Oh. That's crazy. They're crazy.
I will not be deterred.
Honestly, I'm gonna move back
May
here.
the divine's will be done.
Let's see. So So one of the crew officers is next, but which one? This guy. Let's see if boosting this guy will work.
Actions will speak louder than words.
Oh, I see. I can just hit the. Oh, yeah, okay. So even though he hit him, it didn't matter. He's dead.
I cannot comply. I can't allow myself to do this. Rejoice in service.
Oh, it's to inspect myself, not this thingy. I'm gonna go ahead and end though, because I don't think I can do anything else other than move. Okay, yeah, so even though I buffed him, he can't even hit him. So, like...
And so shall it be done. I will not be deterred. I won't suffer this.
I see, that's the trick. He is able to avoid.
Let my enemies tremble at the sound of my steps. And so shall it be done. I cannot comply.
suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and their heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan. I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
With each step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Blessed gun. That dude's brain circuit is smoldering. Lehman Rust battle tank reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor. A violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be a handcrafted object with symbols carved on it. Black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern a strange, barely perceptible glow. Massive golden amalgam interspersed with sparkling particles. The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue as if someone captured a piece of space dust or something. Strange object that resembles sea coral. Porous surfaces pitted. I don't know. Gray green crystal, low hum. Yep, that's what we're going with here.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
These servants need to clean up these bodies quickly. These windows look into the next room, not outside the void ship. No crap. Why would there be glass windows on the outside of a void ship? Lady ship, do not worry, all threats have been eliminated. It is absolutely safe here. Grand void ship temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck and is lit by countless candles and lumens. Yeah, also, also we can open the map by holding the map button. I'm using controller, by the way, that's why I keep using that term.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Shall we, though? Jocasta Sarbeck. So from now on, any tinkering with vacuum locks will be carried out only in the presence of our esteemed tech priest, master at arms. Proud to see that I have raised a worthy successor. Do not hesitate to go hard on somebody, I don't know. The stuff disappears too fast from a small brain. Crew officer. Lifts carrying people around the decks move with a loud grinding noise. Beg your pardon, ladyship. Blah, blah, blah. You can't go this way. Okay.
Let us walk walk this path to the end.
Some lady says, let us walk this path to the end. Okay. But we're going to go back over here because there is a lady in a really expensive looking red cloak who I think is important. Tech litany for machine placidity is required. Vox initiate. Blah, 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 blah. Technomancer. Never mind. Ah, here we go.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Heresy is bad in Warhammer 40k, just so you guys know that.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
Looking around the room, your first impression of Eldethrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like skin stretched over tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants and bone, the nervously twitching fingers, and the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Eldethrad, Theodora von Valencia's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Her head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything's to emphasize the difference in status between her and Eldethrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, and the other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
My answer to what, bitch? You ain't asked me nothing?
Consider this hypothetical situation.
Oh.
Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
Okay, so we've got Lore Xenos succeeded. Those quote-unquote spirits could well be the natives' name for some dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in Xeno worship. Lore Warp succeeded. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Avion 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answer. Ooh. Yeah, so like... Um, I believe I could use my personal abilities to ascertain whether there was sorcery on the planet, but I'd have to go there.
Ah, yes. Personal intervention. The surest way to leave yourself vulnerable. What say you, Edelthrad? Your sister in sorcery is not afraid to face danger. Unlike you.
Ha, she called him a coward.
A psyker's soul is a yawning gate for the ruinous powers. One could hardly trust a servant of the Imperium who is so eager to usher in corruption.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
This guy's gonna hate me in the next 10 seconds forever.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the main decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
Oof. She was like, you had one job, you dirty little bitch, and you're not doing it right now.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
He couldn't even look at me, because he's such a coward.
So, why are you here?
Why am I here? There are questions I want answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first.
Okay.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
I do want to know. Okay, that's what I thought. The Warrant of Trade is a sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. Basically, the God Emperor was like, yeah, you're the real deal, bro.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
I am ready to take on this sacred purpose.
Oh, yes. You would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
Yeah, I just helped a guy kill a rogue servitor that literally turned people into meat mist.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Now enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
Gracious Lord Captain, surely there are ways I can prove myself worthy heir.
You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows.
Where's the ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
I will.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
What are my current responsibilities? She's gonna hate this one.
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
I do need to know what this is actually. Navigator, translation, what are these things that you speak of?
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars.
She is a lot less pissed about me asking that than I thought.
Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Gellerfield, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead. Sometimes in days or even hours. That
Jesus.
is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
Makes sense to me. Alright, well, that's about an hour of gameplay. Yeah, this plays as a pretty heavy RPG, clearly, with turn-based grid combat. I think this game is going to be fun as crap, just like I heard, and I'm going to keep playing it for sure. So yeah, 10 out of 10 recommend by Owlcat Games. If you're into Warhammer 40k, great. It seems great. Very lore heavy. If you don't know anything about Warhammer, like I don't, still seems great. Still seems fun. Gonna play it. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.